Wagner College welcomes into the ranks of its alumni today Donald J. Trump. A New York original. Everyone knows something about him, and everyone has an opinion concerning him. He is brash, demanding, sometimes boastful, but at the same time candid, insightful, and supremely confident. Nothing second best. The Trump name is most commonly associated with superlatives. Nothing second class. Virtually all of the holdings in Mr. Trump's portfolio are described as world-class luxury developments, including the famous and historic estate Mar-a-Lago, now an ultra-luxury club. Self-promotion aside, the Trump name in the worlds of finance, construction, and real estate mean a dependable return on investment, a job that will finish ahead of time and come in under budget, but most importantly, the Trump name means superior quality. It is not just his love affair with the tallest, the largest, the best, the most luxurious, the rich and famous. It is also his disdain for sloppiness, indecision, incompetence, and plain stupidity. In his mind's eye, he's a practical, no-nonsense, straight-shooting person. He believes that the art of the deal, the title of his first and perennially best-selling book, is just that, an art. And he knows that you're measured by how much, not by how much you undertake, but by what you finally accomplish.
Thereby declare that your name forever be inscribed on the roll of Wagner College's most esteemed alumni.
Well, thank you very much. I've always wanted to be known as a doctor. And Melania, from now on, you will address me as Dr. Trump. Sure she will. Well, you're about to begin a great new journey. And you never really know where that journey will take you. Look at me. I was a very successful real estate developer in New York City. And they said, do you mind doing a television show? So I said, I guess, what the hell? And we did it. But it became really something. And it went to the #1 show on television. So here I am, I'm a star. And there's nothing like it. It beats real estate all the time. Graduation really is just a beginning. I graduated from school. We're all a little bit nervous. We never know what's going to happen. We never know where the world is going. We're in a pretty frightening place right now. But I thought what I'd do is put down a few points so that you folks can go out and at least maybe have a guideline. Because I've lived by this guideline. And it sort of worked. We've had some little doubts every once in a while, but it's worked for me. And I always begin by saying, you have to love what you do. If you don't love it, don't do it. Don't let your parents push you into something. Don't let your girlfriend, your boyfriend, if you don't love it, don't do it, and probably you won't be very good at it if you're doing something against your will. It may not seem like the right thing at the time, but you've got to love it. Another thing, give 100% of what you've got. No matter how long we're on this planet, if we're 80, 90, or 100 years old, it's really just a speck of time. So give 100%. Just so important. Review yourself every day. How am I doing? Especially now. How am I doing? What am I doing? Am I enjoying it? Am I doing it well? Do my bosses like me? What's going on? Review yourself. See how things are going. You're going to have a lot of problems. Life is tough. In 1990, I owed billions and billions of dollars, and it seemed like there was no end. Some people would say $9.2 billion. Nobody wants to owe that much money. I slept well, but the banks didn't. The fact is, I fought, I worked, and now my company is a much bigger, stronger, more solid company than it ever was before. Much bigger than it was in the 80s, much, much bigger than it was in the 90s. But I never gave up. And honestly, the odds were against me. The Guinness Book of Records, other than this great recognition today, I think in its own way, I'm very honored. The Guinness Book of Records has me down as the greatest personal financial comeback of all time. Now, I don't know what that means because I just kept working. It was the same thing. The 90s weren't as good as the 80s. Then the end of the 90s were great, and now it's sort of better than that. But you just keep working. Be disciplined. Don't lose discipline. Get out there and fight for everything. Don't lose discipline. And don't live on the edge like I do. You don't need it. You want to have a nice, normal life, folks, okay? Study something every day. Learn. There's nothing like education. You know, I grew up right next to Wagner College. A lot of people don't know. They see Trump Tower and they see Fifth Avenue. I love this. My father owned a job right next door, Grimes Hill Apartments. And I would collect coins in the washing machines with my father almost every Saturday. And we'd go around collecting. On Howard, we'd just go around and collect. And there usually wasn't too much money in there, but we'd collect. And it'd say, come on, let's make the rounds. And we'd stop at Wagner College a lot. And I happen to think, and I've been to great colleges and great campuses, I happen to think that this is one of the most beautiful campuses anywhere in the United States. I really believe it. Keep the big picture in mind, but never lose sight of the details, because the details can send you down. If you lose sight of the details, they can send you down. So keep that big picture in mind. Never lose sight of the details. The second most important thing after love what you do is never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall. I have so many people that I've seen over the years, if they just fought a little bit harder, they would have made it. They would have succeeded. They would have accomplished their goal, but they gave up. Don't give up. Abraham Lincoln said, I will study and prepare, and perhaps, just perhaps, my chance will come. And that's very, very true. And just in closing, I'm going to say to you 2 words that I only said once on The Apprentice. You're hired. Good luck. Do well. Thank you.